grace, I know, but I can never match your name to face my fault. I didn't notice it was out of place. You painted fairy tales on the wall, calling to the better of the halves of me. Please show me just a little bit of honesty. I hope I got a heart that I can salvage, but it's getting harder now to recall. I know well what let out both dry. You could have anything you wanted it all for your fool's gold. And I know well why deaf and half blind. You could get anything you wanted, yeah, I would have handed it all over, falling for you. I'll either fall for you, Came in and you're looking like a sign of grace. I know, but I can never match your name to face my fault. But when I noticed it was far too late, you left a fingerprint on my soul.
Hello and welcome back to another wonderful round, folks, brought to you by the Sausage Dodgers Racing and, of course, our title sponsor. We have to give a huge shout out and a big thanks to Gemini Movers Limited. Thank you very much to them for their title sponsorship for this event and keeping the lights on and the broadcast up to speed. Thank you very much. Nowhere else I'd rather be on a Thursday evening, morning, or afternoon, no matter wherever you are in the world or whatever time you're watching this stream, than with the Sausage Dodgers broadcast, folks. We're racing for round 3. This time we're at Daytona. Under the lights here at Daytona, 1 minute 45 seconds underway for qualifying session. Before we get a look and seeing what the drivers have in store for the qualifying session, we need to take a look and see what the championship standings have to offer for us, because it's getting quite spicy here with the Sausage Dodgers League. Let's take a look at those. In the GTP category, in the GT3 category, we have Joshua Gerning, Florian Savecki, Stefan Wall, Enozuka Manel, Francisco Cardullo, Simone Massey, Florian Brand, Kevin Schuler, Marhan Koderman, Ryan Shelton, Toby Tody, Tim Williams, Maurice Schuler, Augusto Sacosio, Ben Macy, Noah Kelly Moss, Daniel Mofat, Pascal Eckhart. From Eckhart, we have Leonel Filipakoulas, Diamond Darch, Matteo Ubertali, Remy Lopez dos Santos, Mauro Gabati, Luke Sherlock, Nick Ewers, Andrew Kesterton, Luca Genital, Paolo Minetti, And a few more drivers that we need to get through. I need to switch over to the next page. Luke Sherlock, Nick Ewers, Kesterton, Minetti, Zinicola, Vincenzo Stagnito, Will Ewer, Thomas Wright, Maximilian Schultz, Chris Carr, and then we have the DNFs further on down. Taking a look at that GTP category. In the first place, we have Noah Osbaldeston right now with 67 points. Thomas Oliviati, Leslie Simpkins, Mark Richards, Andrew Kenny, Sander Blau, Paul Cook, Vincent Sparinger, Lucas Fritzner, Christian Barker, Matt Simkin, Robert Swart, Oscar Corbett, Jake Andrews, Joe Pender, Simon Music, Mac Siegert, Fane Weiss, and a few more drivers in that category, as well as Zarudi and Kizix take DNSs for that event as well. So negative points gained for them on the good of things. Taking a look at the Endurance Tour. This is round 2 at Daytona. The road course, of course, not the tri-oval. So we have a track length of 5.69 kilometers. It is going to be 22 degrees Celsius out with an altitude of 11 meters. We're going to see around 8.5 meters to 8 meters of elevation change, or 22 to 28 feet, or I don't know how many cheeseburgers that is, but that's a whole lot of cheeseburgers tall. But that's really the elevation change you're going to see here, and that's going to be throughout the high banking. No, Kesterton says no TP link plugs yet. So he's not going to be here this time out. The weather is going to be 22 degrees Celsius. No rain forecasted, but it is going to be 85% humidity, cloudy skies. Keys to the race are going to be survive turn 1. That's key number 1 and the first step to surviving an endurance race. Step number 2 is going to be nail the bus stop. That's going to be consistency through the bus stop as well, because you have to nail it over the grueling race that we have coming up for you here in the next couple of minutes. Maximize your exits over your entries. Opportunize the exit onto the high banking and the run of things down towards the Lamar chicane. Think in your stints, not in your laps. If you count your laps, it'll make yourself go crazy. If you think in terms of your stints, maybe things will go a little bit smoother, especially when you're preparing for the 24 hours of Daytona coming up this weekend, folks. Now, over to the qualifying results so far. It'll be Girardin in P1 ahead of Noah Osbaldeston by nearly half a second. We have Andrew Kenny in P3, Simone Music in P4, Thomas Oliviati in P5, Mark Richards in P6, Sander Blau in 7th, Edwards Kizix in P8, and Oscar Corbett in 9th, Leslie Simpkins in P10, Louis Fitchner in P12 behind Paul Cook, who's the number 11 running in 11th position. In the GT3 category right now, it's Joshua Gruning, who's running in first place behind Florian Savecki, then Mattia Ubertali, Simone Massey, Marhan Koderman, Xavier Garcia, Francisco Cardula. Joshua Gruning stays first. Augusto Sacostio is the driver that crosses the line last and goes up into second place, bumping Ubertali and Savecki back. Simone Massey into 5th position, Koderman into 6th, Garcia into 7th, Cardula in 8th, Wall in 9th, Macy in 10th, Sherlock in 11th, Daniel Moffat in 12th, Noah Kelly in 13th, Tobias Benedict, Maurice Schuler, Max Schultz, Florian Brand, Vincenzo Sagnito, Remy Lopez dos Santos, Nick Ewers, Paolo Minetti, Maru Gabati, Simone Darch, and shaking things up, Ubertali as into 5th, Simone Massey now into 6th, Florian Savecki, Xavier Garcia, Sacosio into 2nd place, Joshua Gruning again into 1st. That's your GT3 drivers right now. Let's look at these beautiful liveries, as now we're looking at the number 39, but the 723 is going quicker on that last lap around. 1:44.38 is going to be that qualifying time for the GT3 pack, and about 10 seconds faster in the GTPs. That will be the 1:33.254. Just a minute and a half left in this qualifying session. We are looking at William Ewer right now in that 39 Red Bull machine. And it looks like a practice pit stop gone wrong there. The 39 crosses the line, and that might conclude our qualifying run. Nick Ewers no longer out there running. Murray Schuler no longer running. And Edvards Kiesix no longer running. That will conclude our qualifying session, folks. And we'll stand by for the results page to get populated, and we will get that posted here shortly. In just one moment's time. We do have a warm-up session that's going to last 5 minutes where we will be taking a short break, and we'll be right back, and we'll listen to the sights and sounds here at Daytona under the lights before the race heat. Now, Noah Osbaldeston has yet another challenge in front of him. We saw a challenge, if you're a Sausage Dodgers fan, of course, and you watched the Porsche Cup. You watched 2 nights ago's race. You saw what happened to Osbaldeston in race 1. You saw the challenge that was in front of him in race 2. Now it's seemingly looking like we have a similar situation happening this time around. A challenger who's around the same pace as Osbaldeston, looking forward to the run of things and the run of this championship. We have 9 rounds in this championship series, by the way, folks. I don't think that's something we've mentioned. So a lot of rounds to be had. We're going to go halfway through the year nearly before we conclude this championship run. And looking at the run of things, it looks like Osbaldeston has a new challenger to contend with. Not only here in the Endurance League, but in the Porsche Cups as well. He's been thrown a wrench into his strategies. And we have also found out that Noah Osbaldeston is human based on the results of the Porsche Cup Round 1 or Heat 1 at the Circuit de la Sarthe. And we do have those results ready for you folks. Let's take a look at the results here. For the 12 drivers in that GTP category, we have Alejandro Girardin in P1. The privateer, 1:33.254 was the time to beat, and no one could do it. 0.3 off the good was Noah Osbaldeston in the Nova Motors esports team. Simone Music, 0.6 back in the number 34. I believe that's the Latvian flag. I could be wrong. Andrew Kenny in 4th place. Thomas Oliviati in P5. Leslie Simpkins in P6. Edvards Kiesix in P7. Mark Richards in P8. Lewis Fitchner in P9, Oscar Corbett in P10, Sander Blau in P11, PR Cook, or Paul Cook, as we know him, is in P12, running 2 seconds off the back. Let's take a look at the GT3 category as well. We've already looked at the GTP category. So in the blue, Joshua Gruning in P1, Augusto Sicosio in P2. Javier Garcia in P3, Florian Savecki in P4, Mattia Ubertali in P5, Simone Massi in P5. Marhan Koderman, then we have Max Schultz, Maurice Schuler, Francisco Cardullo, Stefan Wall, Benjamin Macy, Luke Sherlock, Noah Kelly, Daniel Moffat, Tobias Benedict, Florian Brand, Vincenzo Stagnito, Pascal Eckhart, Remy Santos, Mauro Gabbiati, Nick Ewers, Paolo Minetti, Simone Darch, William Ewert, Steven Norori, myself, Sagar Bakshi, not setting a time, Luca Zinicola, excuse me. Also not setting a time. And who is that? Norori. Haven't seen that name before in this championship, but welcome. Big shout out to everybody racing today indeed. And shout out to Andrew Kesterton in the YouTube chat. Going into race 2, let us know what your predictions are, folks. What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to take place here at Daytona under the lights? Will it be an action-packed race, or will it be clean out there? And as the drivers get gridded up, let's take a look at our starting grid. In the GTP class, we do have that order on screen. Gerardin, Osbaldeston, excuse me, Music, Kenny, Oliviati, Simpkins, Kiesex, Richards, Fitchner, Corbett, Bilal, PR, Cook. We'll round things out in that class. In the GT3 category, it's looking a little bit different, though, but a little bit of the same. Joshua Gruning, Augusto Sicosio, Javier Garcia, Florian Savecki will line the first two rows. Mattia Ubertali in P5, Simone Massi on that third row, Marhan Koderman, Max Schultz, Maurice Schuler, Francisco Cardullo, Stefan Wall, Benjamin Macy, Sherlock Kelly, Moffat Benedict. I've got to get through these quickly. Brand, Stagnito, Eckhart, Santos, Gabati, Ewers, Pinetti, Darch, Ewert, Zincola, and Norbetti. And I believe we have gone green flag racing already, folks. No, we are still behind the safety car, thank goodness. And we have got a lot of ping here. Alejandro Gerardin leads the charge in front of Noah Osbaldeston. And Joshua Gruning leads Augusto Sicosio in P2 right now, leading us down towards turn 1 for the first time of asking. And green, 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 away we go! Alejandro Girardin has a great leapfrog start over Noah Osbaldeston, who's kind of left in this, but Osbaldeston snaps right back, goes super deep and wide at turn 1, loses out ground to P3 now, went for a very late lunge, but Simone Music goes right back. There is Osbaldeston going for the corner 3 maneuver. Will he make it stick? I don't think so. It is going to be side-by-side action. RG Bargy elbows out, running on lap 1 here underneath the lights at Daytona with the Sausage Dodgers. They are going to be relentless, folks. Side by side on the high banking. Be coming out of turn 8 and turn 9 now. The run down towards the Le Mans chicane is going to be a steep and dangerous one, but they're going to fall in single file line. Oliviati behind Andrew Kenny, but no, that is the 4th place car of Andrew Kenny tumbling down the order. There must have been contact there. Let's see if we can get a replay of what just happened. Let's run into the bus stop chicane, and you can just narrowly see him clip the curb on the left-hand side of your screen, and that's what sent him wide. Those new death curbs are relentless here at Daytona. Looking for the drivers on track. And again, there we are. Joshua Gruning leads Augusto Sicosio right now in this heated battle. Just half a second separates the GT3 cars right now. And this is a battle that isn't looking to settle itself. Here on lap 3, excuse me, only on lap 2 for the GT3 cars. But this debate won't be settled here and now. We've got another hour and 13 minutes remaining left on the clock, where I think the drivers are going to use discretion as the better part of valor and decide to get things done, maybe on strategy alone, because we do know that this is definitely a long game event here at Daytona, folks, with the preparation for the Daytona 24 hours coming up for a lot of these drivers. These people know that this is a great chance to get a couple of stints in underneath the lines, get a feel for the track and the BOP, and find out who's going to be the fastest when it comes down to it this weekend. Michael Pips says, I'm a Nick Ewers fanboy. Well, I'm a Mickey Phipps fanboy, because you're a tier 2 Patreon subscriber here at the Sausage Dodgers. So thank you so much for your Patreon subscription and your support to the Dodgers here. Cheers for Mark Richards in chat also. Is that a dive to the inside line from Mark Richards? No. Two cars going side by side into the Le Mans chicane. That's going to be William Ewart, if I'm not mistaken, and Noah Kelly. Yes, it is William Ewart and Noah Kelly going side by side into the Le Mans chicane. Now running again side by side through the high banking of 12 and 13 together. The Porsche of William Ewart that we saw during the qualifying session succeeds that position to Noah Kelly, but is he going to give up going into the International Horseshoe? The Rodriguez International Horseshoe, turn 3 is prime opportunity going into that corner. Easy place to overslow and lose momentum potentially, and your overtake window is strong, but risky if you send it in a little too deep. Pascal Eckhart. No, this is Paolo Minetti and Mauro Gabatti getting close to each other coming out of 6 and 7. Okay, I believe we have solved the ping issues. I apologize for all of that, everybody. Now we can get back to the racing action. That is Nick Ewers in that number 55 Porsche. Looking forward at the number 72 of Paolo Minetti. Florian Savecki closing down on Augusto Sicosio. The battle forward right now. AMG on AMG. Fully alongside, coming out of the final pair of corners, 12 and 13 now. This is going to be an opportunity with the run down towards 1 on the outside line. The 69 can run obviously a little bit deeper and wide and carry more speed through turn 2, but it looks like the number 9 has the advantage there. Into turn 3, the 69 leaves the door open by running a little bit deep, and the driver behind of Simone Massey wants a piece of the pie. Looked like the door was open. Simone Massey already up 2 positions. Francisco Cardullo up 5 positions tonight. Mark Richards was under threat from Sander Blau. The run down towards turn 1. avoids the collision there, but the 33 licks of the stamp and send. That's Leslie Simpkins defending like a lion for their teammate. Has the inside line coming out of the West Horseshoe, but falls in single file behind the 76 of Sander Blau. Checking in with our GT3 drivers, just wanted to make sure that Joshua Gruning was doing okay. The driver who's gained nothing tonight has started the race in first, still leading in first. Gotta sing Daytona, USA. It's Daytona. It's not Daytona. Can't just say it's Daytona International Motor Speedway. No. The motorhome of racing. It's Daytona. Osbert Elston, half a second back from Girardin right now. Number 26 trails for the first time in the Sausage Dodgers Endurance League. It has someone to battle with. A dance partner is always nice. And are we approaching traffic for the first time? That might be the BMW of Edvaz Kizek. No, that's not. That'll be Vincenzo Stagnito, if I'm not mistaken. Vincenzo Stagnito has taken a pit stop already, so perhaps playing a different strategy than the rest of the field, or perhaps was involved in an incident. Oliviani gets through on Paul Cook there. Oliviani with a pit stop as well, as now we're catching up to the GT3 field as we pass the 39. That'll be Nick, no, not Nick Ewers. William Ewer, excuse me. And this is where things get spicy, folks. Coming through the International Horseshoe under traffic is a dicey place to be. And miscommunication with the GT3 field will leave you in a situation like that, where you sandwich a GT3 as both prototype cars go to the high banking simultaneously. The 16 of Oliviani leads Oscar Corbett now in the 998, but the 998 isn't done yet. Trailing behind into the Le Mans chicane. But now loses out ground getting onto the high banking. Can Corbett close down the 0.45 second gap? I don't think so. Oh, and a rejoining number 9. I mean, Florian Savecki also taking a pit stop. Loses out 10 positions. Now running in 14th. The driver was in 4th position. I think Florian Svecki just crashed and retired from the session to add insult to injury there. Number 10th place car, now into 9th. This is Benjamin Macy. Driving a lonely Lamborghini tonight, might be the only Lamborghini on the field. Oh, Osbaldeston's looking like he wants to make a move on Girardin going in towards turn 1. They are going to go side by side through turn 2, leading down in towards turn 3. The door is wide open for Osbaldeston, but he's very tentative on the brakes to make sure he closes down the gap, but they get elbows out. They're going to rub a little bit of paint there between the 32 and the 26 of Osbaldeston in that pink liveried car. Now through the International Horseshoe. Again, this is the least likely place where you want to get dicey with another car because you're just going to lose out heaps of time. But these drivers know they have a 13-second gap. They can get their elbows out. They can go door-to-door banging. And Osbaldeston succeeds the position, getting onto the high banking of the tri-oval. Osbaldeston with the slipstream will have a run going into the Le Mans chicane. Goes to the high side, side-by-side entry. Single file on exit. The 32 Ferrari leads over the Porsche behind. The Italian driver driving the Italian car with pride. Knows that the Porsche is the dominant car, but still stays out there in the hypercar category. Throwing it out there through turn 1. Only 17 and a half minutes into this, Osbaldeston believes he is the faster driver of the pair. This time, it'll be Girardin on the inside for turn 3, the International Horseshoe entry. Past the kink of the dogleg and into the West Horseshoe. Closest battle on track is the one we're looking at right now. A few others are close, but no cigar. These two duos and Goliaths are throwing it down relentlessly. Osbaldeston is 2 kilometers per hour faster as far as top speed is concerned. That's with the slipstream advantage. So imagine that the Ferrari is a little bit faster in a straight line. And that's why Osbaldeston can't catch up on the banking of the tri-oval and is kind of struggling right now. Staying within touching distance is the key. Girardin pulls out a gap, 0.6 of a second. Let's look back at Simone Massey's squabble with Francisco Cardulo as Massey just got by Cardulo. 2 by 2 we go through turn 1 into the International Horseshoe. Time flies when you're having fun. We're already 13 laps into this 1 hour, 15-minute event, folks. Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. Thank you very much for staying tuned. This is the Sausage Dodgers Endurance League Season 4, hosted on iRacing. If you like what you see or want to get involved in the action, come check out the Sausage Dodgers Racing League. Girardin, is that correct, is into pit road. Noah Osbaldeston entered pit lane. Interestingly enough, Girardin stays out. Osbaldeston is the one who pits. Interesting. Now, Osbaldeston couldn't get by Girardin initially. Now, potentially with an undercut strategy, can do so. Let's see if he can make this one work, though. Girardin with the fastest lap of the event. 133.99. Lapping into the 135s currently. Let's see if Osbaldeston can pick up the pace. This is the battle for P1 currently. Stefan Wall has a good run on Xavier Garcia. The German and Spanish driver. Crossing the start-finish line there. 15 backs off as he sees the traffic in front, potentially breeding an opportunity as the 25th place car of Vincenzo Stagnito gets out of the way, but traffic giveth, traffic taketh away as it sandwiched itself right in between the 15 and the 35, opening up a slight gap there. GT3 traffic. This is multi-class racing if I have ever seen it happen before. Drivers taking to this championship grid tonight, folks. Amazing numbers being pulled out by the Sausage Dodgers, and there is Noah Osbaldeston. 10th place for him, and he's chopping it up through the GT3 leaders now. He was officially a lap ahead, so those will be blue flaggers for him. He timed that methodically, I would imagine. And there's the 24th place car. of Simone Darche in the 44. Oh, Paolo Minetti and Maurice Schuler. Entrance towards turn 1 gets a little spicy for the duo. Through turn 2 will be single file. The Corvette leads the BMW, but flashy of the headlights from the BMW driver behind. The Italian man not happy with the way things turned out between the German driver. Spicy stuff in the backfield. Francisco Cardulo is challenging Simone Massey, challenging Francisco Cardulo in the battle for the front. And that is a wounded 69 Simone Massey, and Francisco Cardulo got by. A damaged front nose, and Simone Massey is going to be very slow coming through the banking. Able to close down the gap on the Aston Martin in front. Traffic breeding opportunities potentially. The hypercars dip, dive, and dodge their way through the leading GT3s. This is the exciting part of the race, folks. We're almost at the halfway point of this event, and we haven't seen very many incidences or yellow flags. I doubt we will see a safety car out tonight, and there, just as soon as I said it, I believe that was Florence Vecchi. No, Luca Zincola is the driver that crashed. Let's see what happened to Luca. And the incident seemingly already happened. Just backing up across the track and trying to rejoin in a safe and concise manner. Everything looks okay there from Luca Zincola. Attacking opportunity for Simone Massey opens up the door to Stefan Wall's attack. Number 15 finds his way through on the 69. Now the 44 challenges as well to unlap themselves, even the 35 in tow. That is the 966 of Marhan Koderman battling forward with Javier Garcia. Onto the tri-oval, nose to tail. Confirmed Noah's washed. Jackster says in the chat. Pit stop call for Simone Massi. Again, as we said, almost approaching the halfway point of this race. Some of the GT3 drivers wanting to split this one a little bit closer to down the middle. Sander Blau and Thomas Oliviati in contention. And the podium of Mark Richards is just 0.8 up the road. Still available if they want to get a move done, they can, as they dart around that Aston Martin. 119 in 12th place right now. That's Luke Sherlock driving a BMW. How's our sponsor doing? Nick Ewer. Where is Nick? Nick Ewers is hanging out right now in 27th position overall, 15th position in the GT3 category, on a bit of an island. 8.6 the gap forward right now for Ewers, and a 1.5 second back to Mauro Gibbiati. So Nick Ewers running a quiet stint so far. It looks like a 146.8 is going to be Ewers' fastest lap of the event in this Porsche. There's a little bit of time to be gained so far. Last lap round into the 147, so at least proving consistent more than anything. Joshua Gruning still leading the charge right now in that GT3 category by 6.3 seconds over Augusto Sicosio. Francisco Cardulo rounding out that provisional podium, 6.3 seconds the gap back from Sicosio. Stefan Wall in 4th place, Javier Garcia in P5, Daniel Moffat in P6, Benjamin Macy in 7th, Florian Brand in 9th position, Tobias Benedict in 10th. Don't paint pictures like that, Tim. We don't need to know that you're in the bath. Jeez. Stuff only hot women should be allowed to say. Jeez Louise. Just having a bubble bath, mate. Jeez Louise, Tim. Stuff you don't tell your mates on the internet. Here's Benjamin Macy. And that chase with Daniel Moffat forward. 17th, 18th position, still up for grab. It was like a Scotch broth. Is that how they make gin? They just stick a whole bunch of Indian people into a bathtub? Because I'll start selling gin, man. I'm Indian. I could start selling bath water. Because gin is disgusting. I'll do it. I need a third job. Battle Vincenzo Stagnito. William Ewart rages on. William Ewart actually really challenging forward. 146. 9.8 his lap time. Fastest lap out there. Is defending behind Simone Darsh. And who is that into the pits? That'll be Paul Cook into pit lane. And a little bit of a squabble going in towards turn one. And it looks like a big spin for William Ewart as he got off the brakes coming through turn one. Pack battle brewing behind the incident we just saw earlier. This is that Daniel Moffat, Benjamin Macy battle. Florian Brand in tow in 337. Driver we're looking at right now is Benjamin Macy. In 7th place currently running. Andrew Kenny is coming into pit lane from the GTP category. Alejandro Girardin still leads this event in the GTPs. Opening up the inside, there is that lap car. Allowing a little bit of breathing room for Macy now. Gap opening up 4.5 seconds to Javier Garcia in front. Florian Brand 0.8 back. Nick Ewers into pit lane. 38 minutes of running so far. Daniel Moffat was into pit lane, out now. Got the rest of the pit stop calls. Yellow flag on track for Mark Richards. That's a deep line going in towards turn one. That's going to open the door for Mark Richards to find his way through. Sander Blau also walks his way by. And that's a quick 3rd place, turned into 5th place for Thomas Oliviati. But there goes deep there at the corner. That will be, I believe, Sander Blau. Third place now handed over to Mark Richards. Running very well for himself tonight, the driver of the 420 machine. Check out this battle between Marhan Kogerman and Mauro Gebbiati. Now the question of the day is, when will Girardin decide to pit? Girardin has picked up the pace to the 134s now. So the pace was there for Girardin. On those tires, is dealing with a little bit of traffic, breeding some more exotic lap times. Now the question is, did Noah Osbaldeston get the better run of things during the pit stop cycle? And will it pay dividends going into the final stages of this event? The 34 with a big lunge on the 966. Finds the way through the traffic. When will Osbaldeston decide to come passing by and challenge Girardin for the lead of this event? They've separated themselves for so long now. When will we see them? Will it be into the closing stages of this event? Simone Music into pit lane with Thomas Oliviati as well. Like they want to go the long way around the outside here at turn 3. The 966 looked like it had the run of things, but that Ferrari is fast. That is one fast Fiat, I must say. Waiting for the tower to get updated. No Osbaldeston showing tumbling down the order right now. Hopefully that's not the case. Single file from these two leading down into the Le Mans chicane. A little kiss of the curb from the Ferrari there on exit. Bump draft on the tri-oval. Goes to show you that the 966 of Merhan Quarterman is happy to work with Gabbiati. Gabbiati not happy to work with Quarterman now, allows him to cut through at the entrance of the International Horseshoe. 966 backs out at the dog leg. Gave up the inside line to the Ferrari. Good battles all around. Want to give a big shout out and thank you to all of our Patreon subscribers and supporters of the Sausage Daughters. So shout out to our tier 1 Leslie Simpkins, Andrew Kenny, and Mark Richards. In the tier 2 category, we're gonna have Mickey Phipps and Andrew Kesterton. Thank you very much to those subscribers. To the outside, high line goes the Aston Martin. It's going to be a long way around the Ferrari, though. You have enough of the overspeed to carry it down into the Le Mans chicane. He does into turn 1, excuse me, but too much speed in towards turn 1 and will lose out to the Ferrari, who was pitch perfect on the brake markers, especially here at turn 3 for the last couple times of running. Joshua Gruning still leading this event so far. Ooh, little bit of a hip check coming out of turn 6 and into 7. Alejandro Girardin getting by this battling pair. Big shout out to our sponsor, Gemini PVM Limited, the prestige vehicle movers. Thank you very much, Nick, for all of your support. Keeping the lights on and the championship series going here. The Aston Martin challenges the high line again. I have to do something a little bit different this time, leading down in towards turn 1. Gets on the brakes nice and early this time. Makes the move stick on the Ferrari, the 966. Down 6 positions on the evening. Has not taken a pit stop. Marhan Kodeman on a steep recovery drive, able to get around Mauro Gabbiati now, who's up 7 positions. Absolutely phenomenal stuff. Florian Brand also up 14 positions tonight. Florian Brand here. Driving the AMG. Looks like with their teammate in tow of Tobias Benedict. Francisco Cardulo gets by Tobias Benedict there in the background. I thought that was a lap car, but apparently not. Francisco Cardulo on a charge. Running on old tires. Show you the number of stops everybody has taken so far. What has happened to Osbaldeston? He is out of this race. I will have to do some research to find out what happened to Osbaldeston. This is Gardula crashed. Was like Osbaldeston no longer in this event because it looks like Alejandro Girardin has taken a pit stop. And Osbaldeston nowhere to be found. We're checking. Osbaldeston did crash. Let's get a replay of what happened up on screen. And it looks like a solo incident coming in through turn 2 into turn 3, or is that the West Horseshoe, and just jump back to the pits. That was not nearly as bad as I thought it was going to be, right, folks? But Osbaldeston out of the event. Closing 25 minutes, Alejandro Girardin has a demanding 23-second advantage on the field. Holy Toledo. Benjamin Macy and Mattia Ubertali. Ubertali running in third position in the GT3 category. Macy in fourth, driving the front-running Lamborghini tonight. I believe the only Lamborghini tonight, actually. Lap 33, about to be under our belts, folks. Vincenzo Stagnito with a big spin coming through turn 2 will teleport to pit lane. Side by side through the infield. Through the dogleg, the Porsche falls back to the BMW. Paolo Minetti, Max Schultz. Max Schultz with a great run in the Porsche, backs out, leading down into Le Mans. Another good run from Schultz. Not close enough, leading down in towards turn 1, but will give a squeeze on the high line to the Beamer. Battle for P2 kind of settled as Augusto Socosio is 12 seconds up the road, but the battle for P3 between Stefan Wall and Simone Massey breeding up into being something as we approach the pit stop for the GT3 cars. Simone Massey, the faster of the duo that last time around, 46.0 to 45.7. Massey, the faster of the two, at least at this point in time. Fastest lap goes to Stefan Wall. A 1:44.97 is what Stefan Wall was able to produce. Driving his McLaren round. Mattia Ubertali 4.3 seconds away from these two gentlemen. So they can battle for quite some time as the McLaren goes deep at turn one, covers off the AMG, but now the AMG challenges the inside line, coming through the international horseshoe. A little switchback tries to get engaged from the McLaren, but it's not enough overlap there to be successful. The AMG finds a way past, and that will be Simone Massey with P3 for now. Keeping an eye on the timing tower, looking at what these guys have to offer sector by sector. It's neck and neck through this lap. We are seeing a three-way squabble in the GT3 category. Marahan Cutterman got by Benjamin Macy there. The McLaren is faster in a straight line, but not in the infield section, apparently, as it loses out ground to the AMG after just a couple of corners in the infield. Three-way battle here between Francisco Cardula, Florian Brand, and Tobias Benedict. And that is that 966 ahead, is it not? No, that's the 75 of Francisco Cardulo. must be teammates with the 966 Marahan Coderman, because the liveries look awfully similar. But the two AMGs have worked together all race to get this far. I'm sure they'll work together to get past Francisco Cardullo here shortly. Mattia Ubertali, almost half a second down from Stefan Wall right now. Fourth position could be his. What's going on with Stefan Wall? Losing out pace. 46.8 that last lap around. Potentially in fuel saving mode. And it looks like all drivers have taken their pit stops so far. Leaving us with 15 minutes of flat-out racing action. Side by side on the banking. This could be the run down towards the chicane. $75 on the bottom line. Florian Brand at the top side. Switchback available, not taken. Draft chess match at 200 miles per hour right now, folks. One mistake could lead to big consequences in the remaining 14, 13, 12 minutes of this event. Macy launches out. 2.3 seconds the gap now. In the GTP category, things seem a little quiet for now. Alejandro Girardin leads in P1 ahead of Simone Music in P2. Mark Richards quietly claiming P3 and 5 positions gained tonight. Thomas Oliviati in P4. Sander Blau in P5. Leslie Simpkins in P6. Andrew Kenny in 7th. Paul Cook in 8th, Oscar Corbett in 9th, Louis Fitchner in 10th. Here's the Koterman Ubertali battle. 4/10 on track is the difference between them. Koterman up 1, Ubertali right where they started this event in 5th place. And Koterman with a nice looking move. Coming in towards turn 3. Can they get it defended? No, but the GTP car can box out the Ubertali machinery. Now they're going to go 3 wide on exit out of the International Horseshoe. And flashy of the headlights from Koterman as he was not pleased with that overtake. Now, Koterman has 7 minutes to do all that work over again. It's only going to be a couple of laps remaining as we finish up lap 42 here. We're on to lap 43 already. 1 hour and 7 minutes underway. Only 14 to go. That was a big kiss of the curves from the Corvette of Ubertali. No, not 14 laps to go. That's incorrect. We're looking at close to 5 laps to go? 5 laps, if I'm not mistaken. Math? I may be Indian, but I can't do math in my head. I apologize, folks. This is a great battle in the closing final minutes. Every point matters here at the Sausage Dodgers Racing League, especially when it comes down to a 9-race championship. 99 sits at the dogleg, look to the inside line. Didn't have any overlap into the West Horseshoe. Again, not enough overlap there. The AMD powered machine trying its darndest to get by that Corvette, but not finding a way by. Mark Richards under threat from Oliviati. Now, will this be Koterman's opportunity? The run in towards corner number 1. Not at this opportunity. I don't think so. Slipstream is powerful. It's not that powerful, is it? He's alongside, but it's a long way back. No. Challenge at 3. No. Take a look at Oliviati and Mark Richards battling each other into the Le Mans chicane. Oliviati has a huge moment, tumbles, falls down the order. And that was just seeing red. A little bit of blood in the water. It's just seeing red. And that turned that chase upside down for Oliviati. Benjamin Acey chasing down Tobias Benedict and Florian Brandt. '53 tucks in low underneath the wing of the AMG's drafting. Lamborghini tries to take an alternate line, but gets a yellow flag for track limits coming through turn one. Closing stages of this event. I believe we'll get this lap plus one more, and that's it. Alejandro Girardin has led us from green to checkered flag up to this point. Joshua Gruning as well. In that GT3 field, Augusto Sicosio at 9.88, quiet but deadly up until this point, 10.6 seconds off the pace. Here is a look now from the Lamborghini of Macy. Tucks in, bump, draft, given. And the slingshot was given to the AMG, forcing them to duke it out. And now the Lamborghini to the inside. Can he make it a double-double? I don't think so. And a big spin for the Lamborghini is gonna clip, I believe. I don't know who that, Max Schultz. No. Oh, Macy. See if we can get a replay of how this went down for Macy. Here in the blimp cam, on throttle, loses traction and spins him around. Frustrating there. Shoot. Back over to the live screen. This will be it for Girardin. And that will be it for Girardin. The checkered flag is his to claim. The champagne is all his for his to drink. 24 seconds back will be Simone Music in P2. Mark Richards just a little further back into third place. Thomas Oliviati in fourth position. Louis Fitchner crosses the line in 10th. Sander Blau in 5th. Leslie Simpkins in 6th. Andrew Kenny in P7. Paul Cook in 8th. Oscar Corbett in 9th. Josh Gruning in P1 for the GT3s. Augusto Sicosio in P2 for the GT3. Simone Massey in P3. Are they still racing getting to the line? Excuse me, they are still racing getting to the line. Massey and Wall there. Ubertali, Coderman, Benedict, Brand, Sherlock, Schuler. Right out your top 10 in the GT3. Let's get the results on screen, folks. Amazing stuff here from the Sausage Dodgers. Let's get our winners over to the interview chat if we can. So that'll be Alejandro Girardin and Joshua Gruning down to the winners interview, and we'll get the replay loaded here in just a few moments time. Stand by, folks. We'll get the replay loaded and we'll get our drivers ready for an interview. Stand by. We'll be right back. And we are back, folks, with our interview with Joshua Gruning, the driver of the 723 Mustang, who had a pretty commanding lead at the end of things, a 23-second gap to Augusto Sicosio at the end of the day. It's got to feel pretty good.
Different car, so I'm pretty happy with the result.
What are you driving for the Daytona 24 that makes it so challenging?
We're driving the Lamborghini, and the car is way more stable than the Mustang. I was nearly crashing every chicane this race.
Wow.
I had also a big moment in lap 2 in the chicane where I nearly lost it on the cold tires. Because the Mustang is pretty rear friendly on low wing setups. Makes it very difficult sometimes.
Completely understood. And you have to run such a low wing setup to be fast around the banking, right?
Yeah, I'm running minimum wing and I'm still lacking top speed to the Porsche and other cars.
Wow. Wow. So that's got to be a challenging downfall to have from picking this vehicle for this championship series. I must have to ask, though, why pick the Mustang then?
I like the looks of the car. And on tracks with higher wing, it's pretty awesome to drive. But everything with low wing is a bit of a mess.
That is fair enough, Joshua. That is fair enough. Well, is there anybody that
sounds amazing?
Yeah, it does sound stellar and superb. Now, is there anybody you'd like to shout out or anybody that you'd like to thank before we wrap things up with you?
Yeah, I want to thank you guys for the nice league. Doing this every week. Pretty nice. And also my teammates, my team. Who also had a solid race. P4 and 8 and 7, I think. And 10. So, yeah. We are really enjoying this league.
Nice. Glad to hear it, my friend. The batch of Germans have come over to the Sausage Dodgers and have infiltrated the league, it seems.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, welcome very much, and I'm glad to hear you're enjoying yourself. Thank you very much for joining me in the broadcast booth. Thank you very much for joining the Sausage Dodgers and as well as your team. We really appreciate your guys' love and support. Well, without any further delay, I'll let you go, brother, and allow you to rest your head.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thanks. You as well, sir.
Bye-bye.
Guten Abend.
Gute Nacht. It's called.
Gosh.
Gute Nacht.
Gosh darn it. I tried.
Okay, have a good one.
Bye. Oh, I tried, folks. I tried my best German. I tried. And it doesn't look like we have Alejandro Girardin joining us, so that will wrap things up for us, folks. As always, it's been a pleasure to be your host. I'm Sagar Bakshi, aka The Real High. We have to thank our title sponsor yet again, Gemini PVM Ltd, the Prestige Vehicle Movers, for all your vehicle moving needs. Go ahead and contact Nick Ewers for all of your needs. He is in the Discord. Thank you very much for joining us. Thank you very much for staying tuned. It's been a pleasure to be your host. I am Sagar Bakshi, but for now, we must say adieu until next week on Tuesday for the Porsche Cup Challenge. We will see you there. We'll see you square. Have a great night. And as always, make sure you stay safe out there. Bye-bye.
Final gates to open to a new tomorrow. Moving with no motion, following the
When tomato was dead.